right, sir. Did people start gathering at the accident scene?
Yes.
And was there anything significant about that?
Just the amount of family members of the defendant.
All right, sir. You have any estimate about how many people came up to the scene on his behalf?
About 7 to 10.
All right. Did any of them ever come over and see how Ms. Mayer was doing?
I couldn't say yes or no.
All right, sir. When the officers arrived, did you identify yourself for them?
Yes.
And what did they tell you?
They asked me what happened.
All right. And I assume you told them?
Yes.
All right. Did they ever put you in the back of one of the squad cars?
No.
Okay. They just talked to you just aside, out of all the people that were there?
Correct.
Did you ever hear any of this throng of folks that came up there? Did you ever hear them talk to the officers?
Yes.
What, do you know who it was that talked to the officer?
No, I don't.
What do you remember hearing them say?
Just, I guess, from what they heard, the defendant tell them that they just was chanting that he had the right of way, but none were there at the scene.
According to Patrolman Beans, the officer that investigated the accident on the day that it happened, not this guy that came out on the 10th of April, but originally at the scene, he says in his description, he says, witness stated both vehicles entered the intersection as the traffic light turned yellow. Do you agree with that?
No, not totally. I wouldn't say that they both entered. Just that the point of impact was simultaneous to light being yellow.
All right. So you're certain then, and as you sit here and testify today under oath, that when the green SUV collided with the Saturn, the light was yellow?
Yes.
And if I understand your testimony, you're also certain that the green SUV entered the intersection after the light had already turned yellow?
Object to the formal question.
You can answer.
Yes.
And as I understand your testimony, you think the green SUV was going faster than the 50-mile-an-hour speed limit?
Yes.
Somewhere between 60 and 70 miles an hour?
Yes.
And as I understand your testimony, the Saturn that was in front of you as you all were sitting there waiting to turn left on Woodchase rolled into the intersection on a green light and began her turn as the light turned yellow?
Yes.
So Ms. Mayer, the lady driving the Saturn, she was already in the intersection beginning her turn when the light turned yellow?
Yes.
Can you say whether or not the SUV appeared to have ever sped up?
When it was close, I knew it was just going fast. It was just going fast.
All right. Did the Saturn ever appear to you to start turning and then stop and then start again?
No.
You understand my question?
Yes.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for coming down here, taking your time off work, and that's all the questions I have.
I've got,
Oh, you'll hear his big booming voice.
I bet you will. I bet you will. I was in New York, it's off the record, I was in New York last November testifying at a grand jury in a case, and court reporter told me to slow down, said I talk too fast. I said, I never thought I'd come to New York and be told I talk too fast.
No kidding?
Absolutely.
You weren't up there helping Spitzer, were you?
No.
He's out to change the world, isn't he?
How's that do? Get a little son of a bitch that lost me a lot of money is what I was out to do. All right, we back on?
Yes, sir.
I like to hear about that. Wow. Okay.
Mr. Owens, my name is Steve Vescovo, and I represent the Castellaws in this matter. You and I just met for the first time a few minutes ago right outside this room before we started the deposition. Is that correct?
Correct.
I want to ask you some questions about your testimony here and then what you witnessed in this accident. If I ask you anything that you don't understand, just ask me to repeat or rephrase the question. I'll be happy to do so. Is that all right?
That's fine.
As I understand, at the time of this accident, you lived in the Wood Chase Apartments,
Correct.
and the Wood Chase Apartments are located right at this intersection where the accident occurred.
Correct.
Where do you live now?
I stay in Lakeland.
Or do you have a house there? Or
Yes.
what's your address?
9987.
9987?
Yes. Woodland. One word. Birch Drive.
Is that Lakeland?
Yes.
I noticed on this statement you gave the police, there are two phone numbers. Are either of those phone numbers still good? 759-9555?
No, that's
What-
home phone number.
All right,
This other one is Lowe's Home Improvement. That's still good.
The 386-0719 is a work number at Lowe's.
Correct.
Is that the Lowe's that's on Germantown Road?
No, it's actually the one at Highway 64.
Okay. And what is your home number now?
355-7368.
Okay. Now, were you working at this Lowe's on Highway 64 at the time of this accident?
No. I was working at I transferred from the Lowe's on Winchester. Winchester Hacks Cross.
That's where you were working at the time of the accident?
Yes.
Okay, so would you work the day shift,
Yes.
8 to 4, or 8 to 5, something like
Yes.
that? And you were leaving Lowe's and were on your way back to the apartment?
Yes.
At the time of the accident? I didn't ask you this. Are you married?
Yes.
What's your wife's name?
Tondra Owens.
And is she employed?
Yes.
Where is she employed?
St. Jude.
What does she do there?
She's a lab kinetics. She works in a lab.
Okay, all right. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. All right, let's come back to the accident. You're off work, you're driving, are you going north on Germantown Road?
Yes.
And the day of the week, it's a Tuesday?
Yeah, it was.
I'll represent to you, that's what the police report indicates, okay? And showing the accident happened around 5:25, is that about what you think?
Yeah. Something
All
like
right. Do you travel up and down Germantown Road about that time of day on a normal basis?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that during a weekday, 5:30 traffic on Germantown Road is highly congested?
Yeah, it was pretty busy.
Okay. When you came up to the intersection of Wood Chase and Germantown Road, did you ever have to get in line and wait a cycle before you could turn?
One cycle, yeah. You have a green arrow.
All right. So you sat through the whole green arrow cycle and weren't able to make your turn? Is that what you're telling me?
No, it was, when I approached, it was already on the regular green.
Okay. And then you pulled into the turn lane to make a left turn,
Correct.
and Ms. Mayer's vehicle was in front of you?
Correct.
And was anybody in front of Ms. Mayer's vehicle?
Yes.
Right. One or more vehicles?
One.
Okay. Could you describe that vehicle?
No.
Was it a van?
No.
Was it SUV? Or
It was a car. It was
Okay.
yeah, it was a car.
When you say car, you distinguishing that from an SUV?
Yes.
Okay. Know the color of it or anything?
I would like to say it was a darker brown. Maybe the color of these seats.
All right. And so, when you first got into the turn lane, there were just two cars in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. And neither of those two cars were able to turn on a green arrow, were they?
The one in front of Miss Mayer was able to turn.
The car in front of Miss Mayer turned on the arrow,
No, she turned on a green
on a green light or green arrow?
light.
Okay. I think my question was, did either of those two cars in front of you turn on a green arrow?
No.
And the answer is no. All right. So then the light cycles and the green through light comes on.
Right.
Right. And at some time during that green light, the car in front of Miss Mayer made her left turn.
Right.
Did Miss Mayer begin her left turn right behind that car?
Yes.
Okay. And the first car turns on a green light. Miss Mayer begins her turn on the green light behind the car, this dark brown car.
Correct.
Okay.